Becky, this is always one of my favorite topics because influencers sometimes in a minute, sometimes come in a lifetime. Um, my grandfather, who was from Kiev, my mom, my aunt, everywhere from Kiev,
Oh,
and he used to take me for walks in the park in Montreal when I was 5. And I saw he talked to everybody, which is probably where I get my thing. And and I asked him once, I called him Zeta. I said, Zeta, how do you know all these people? And he said to me, I smiled at one, and he came over and smiled back at me. We started talking, became friends, and we were talking and smiling. And this other one came over to us and smiled at us. And as a 5-year-old, I got it as good as I could, but I said, well, that's easy. That's pretty easy. And
yeah.
then as you get older, you start to realize it's not really that hard to influence people. And that was my first. Can you share 2 or 3 people, some you know, some maybe you haven't even met, type of deal, that have been an influence in your life?
Well, you clearly took your grandfather's influence and built on it.
Thanks.
Um, yeah, mine are probably pretty boring. I would say my biggest influence in my life was my mom. My mom was always reaching out to the underdog. We were told at school lunches, if you see someone sitting by themselves, you go sit by them. I'm like, this was just part of the of our family. And when she was always, we'd get in the car at night, we'd have food in the car, we'd go secretly drop it off at someone's house that she had heard was struggling or had lost their job or whatever.
Wow.
That's what I grew up doing, and I think, that influenced me. She also taught me, Mark, that I could do anything. She was unhappy with the local school system, and so she started her own school. I mean, she literally started her own school, and
Wow.
today it has a huge campus, and it's one of the top schools in Utah. It's called the American Heritage School, and, so I grew up thinking I could if someone tells me there's leprosy on the streets, do something about it. Go take care of it. I mean, I had a mom that taught me that you can do anything and that you don't have to be wealthy or highly educated or influential. You can just quietly go do something. And so then I would say my second one is my husband, who has always believed in me and is more than I believed in myself. And when I have ideas, he's the one that said, "You can do this. Come on, just go for it." And I thought that was, I was surprised by that. And he never let me say, "God, this is just too hard." No, no, you can do this. Go for it. And I think that that really
So important.
became a part of my personality. Now I think I can do anything. And he continues to teach me that, yeah, you can do anything. And probably my third influential person would be Padma Venkatraman.
Hmm.
Padma was the woman I've told you about that was the daughter of the president of India. And she was, oh my gosh, she was Gandhian. She had all this experience. She never met a person she didn't love. She cared for everyone. She wouldn't own anything that the people she served couldn't own. She wouldn't own a watch. She wouldn't own a car. I mean, she was so genuine and so real and so honest to the core. I feel like one of the greatest blessings of my life was being able to be mentored by her. I feel like she's one of the greatest living people in this generation. And to have had the opportunity to watch her day after day after day as she dealt with in what seemed like intractable problems and found solutions over and over and over again, and then created solutions that no one else had even thought about. I mean, I just, to me, she's just one of the most incredibly inspiring people that anyone could ever meet. So I feel very blessed that I was able to have these three people in my life. Otherwise, who knows? I would probably be a shrinking violet.
I doubt that, but I mean, it's we can learn from people like Padma and your mom and your husband, and sometimes we don't even know we're influencing people, I find, and we have a choice to be more positive or be more negative because you're going to influence someone along the way, and
Yeah.
maybe that one time that person becomes or doesn't become whatever because of one comment, and I think
One person that believes in them, right? Most of us are seeking someone that believes in us
right.
because we are so doubtful about our own abilities and so hesitant to put ourselves out there. But if someone believes in us, then we gain an amazing amount of courage.
Well, I believe in you, girl. You're doing great. I believe in you.
Thank
Thanks for sharing that.
thank you for this opportunity to share.